All right guys, today we're going to test out the Acora water sensor, and this could be something that could really prevent a lot of damage inside your house because it's one of the latest new smart home devices that are affordable for everybody. Now before you get started buying one of these sensors, you do need to get the smart hub and the right one to work with this. So that's about 60 bucks. So that's your kind of biggest investment out of this whole system. But the cool thing is everything else like this is usually under 30. And what's cool about this is you could put it under a dishwasher, maybe by a washing machine, or any place that you'd see water, especially if you had a basement, because you could actually force this, if it detects water, to turn on via your programming a sump pump or something like that that would react to that water being there. So this could be a cool little trick. So let's test this thing out. I'm curious to see if it reacts like I think it does. So I'm going to put this in this little bowl right here. All right, there we go. Water leak detected. Now that tells me that we have a problem and I need to deal with it. Now, if you had a sump pump hooked up, like I said, and this was in a basement, that water could be pumping down and taking care of itself. My only complaint is there's no notification that came up that said, hey, warning, you've got a problem. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 stars for that. If I had the notifications, it'd be 5. All right, today we're gonna test out a new brand of masking tape. As we know, there's been a couple big brands out there, and there's a new player in town, and that is duct tape brands. So these guys have come up with something new, so I thought, hey, let's test it out and see how it works. Now this is their new clean release, which is supposed to be really nice for leaving a nice sharp line. So let's test it out today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little pattern here across this board. I'm gonna paint it with some white paint. Let's see how it operates. Make a couple little boxes here and we'll see how well it bleeds or doesn't bleed. Put another piece of tape across here. Let's have some fun with some triangles and shapes. Okay, I'm going to give this a good once over to make sure that sits down there nice. Give this stuff a fair shake. Let's paint some paint on here. So we just got some exterior paint. Curious to see how this works. Get it nicely brushed on here. Get under the edges really nice because I want to see if I can get really crisp lines with this. All right, now let's peel the tape off and see how it does. Now it should have done a pretty nice line on here. It's definitely still wet paint. All right, did pretty good. I can still see that we have some little bleed around the edges here, so that's not super clean, but it is a textured surface, so that is the battle with that. This is a decent tape, but I'm not gonna say it's any better than any of the other brands out there, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. If it's going to save you money, it could be a good buy for your next painting project.